Alright guys, tonight I am working on a journal swap for Lisa. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get over this whole nervousness of the craft with me type stuff. So yeah, I'm just going to go for it and we're just going to create. So right now she liked those the mini December dailies that I did. Only she wanted hardcover. And I've looked and looked and looked and I could not find a book that particular size. So I've made one. And these are Jimmy Dean's breakfast bowl boxes. And so it looks, I don't think I still have another one cut. Let me see if I can grab a box and show you. So it's just this. And then I just take them and cut it down to size. I leave this portion here for the spine. And then just one of those is what makes up those December dailies. But since she wanted kind of more of a hardcover, I obviously needed to make it thicker. So this is actually 3 boxes worth. And then I didn't want this part here to get all like thick and weird, because when it does, when you try to wrap fabric around it, it just gets really gross and bulky and just weird. So it's layered up, and I used obviously back, so I have that one solid piece, and then I just cut it down and did it to where all of the card, or it's not even really, I guess it is kind of a chipboard, but so most of all the color is covered, so you don't see the design there. Okay, and so then I'm using that vintage seam binding-ish stuff that I got Friday at Gail's meet and greet. So that's going to be the closure. Okay, and then I am, ignore the little fuzzies here, because you know that fun fur from a couple projects ago is everywhere. Okay, so then I just ripped the size of the box down, and then one of these is the inside cover, and then right now I'm making the inside pocket. And so I think what I've decided to do is this, and this is just a scrap, but just to give you an idea, like this. So this is how I'm going to, like the colors I'm using for this journal. And we'll get to all of it here in a minute. I've done some of these techniques before, not maybe with you, but on other journals. Like back in July, I made some covers similar to this. So I'm going to show you how I do it, and then maybe that will inspire you to do it. So I am not always great at sewing a straight line when I'm trying to guide like this lace that's already kind of gathered. So what I do is I just use a little bit of Fabri-Tac, and I'm just going to tack, just put a little tiny bits of glue here. Not much at all. And what I'm doing is I'm going to tack it down here. And Fabri-Tac so far, as long as it's dry, I have not had any issues with it coming or like ruining my needle. Of course, those kind of things could change at any minute, I mean, I guess if you didn't let it dry completely before you did it, I bet you would probably have some issues. Okay, and the most important thing is to make sure that your bottom fabric doesn't wrinkle too much, as far as like, you can kind of see how the gathered lace is making it gather just a little bit. So when we think we've got it pretty close, we will then lay on the second layer, which is right here. And I usually measure it out before, because I can always clip off the ends. And in just a second, we'll have to take a break. And I'm going to try my hand at splicing videos together. See, do I like that? I don't know if maybe up a little. Now I'm second guessing my choice here for that ribbon or lace. And I'm almost certain that this is vintage too. I got it at a thrift store back in June. Let's see. Oh, Dusk Ephemera. Oh, Dusk Ephemera. Where are you, Dusk Ephemera? Could have swore it was still on my desk. Well, shoot. All right, well, let me grab a new roll. Yeah, so when I was at Hobby Lobby like 2 months ago, they were running really great clearance sales. And I got these little ribbons for like 24 cents. So yeah, they have come in pretty handy. Let's just see if we like the gray on top of it a little bit better. No, I think I'm liking that wine color. I think because it gives just a little bit of color. Because then what I'm going to do with the cover is well, I'll just show you when we get there. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that and line it up there. No time for second guessing, right? We're just going to do it. Hope it turns out really cute. And don't worry too much about these ends here. We can totally trim them up. Remember, we're just using just a spot of glue. Oh. Just pick it all up. Because I think what we'll end up doing is I have Lisa actually sent me this lace right here, and I think on the cover, I don't know, we're gonna see how it ends up being, but I might make some of my little flowers. We might end up having to use this stuff, which, I mean, it's still fine, whichever. I haven't made any shabby chic flowers in so long. I've been kind of hankering to do that. So, see, I know she likes shabby chic, so that's what we're going for. This is kind of the style. All right, so now what I do is, this one is the inside cover piece. So now what I do is I just take this, and you could totally get away with not sewing this. Actually, I don't want to do that yet. All right, so I got to sew this first before we sew this together. So what we could do on this video is bring this way, and what I do is I tack down in certain areas here. Here's a key to Fabri-Tac not coming through your fabric. Okay, a little dab will do ya, okay? And you can do this one of two ways. You can either put it on this way and take your finger and just smooth it down a little bit, so you just have a little bit of tack. Okay, then I usually measure my fabric in half like this. And try to gauge as best as possible where the middle is. And since, see, we just put a little bit of a tacking on there, then I always flip it over, and then I see I'm kind of off, so I just need to lift up a little and move it over just a skosh. Just making sure top to bottom. Let's see, we're off just a little bit. Because really all I'm wanting is it just to tack down just a little. I don't want it totally stuck, because I'm sure if you've used Fabri-Tac before on your journals, you know from experience that it comes through if you're not careful. Okay, that's about good. All right, so then I'll take my bone folder and just kind of squish it down a little bit. Hopefully there's still just a little bit of tack. And then I'll pull this up. I'm going to do the same thing here. First I'll move that glue booger. I'll take my finger and kind of smooth it down a little. And then I'll lay it back this way. Taking my bone folder and just kind of really pressing it down in there. And I'll pick up this side. Do the same thing. Press it down here. Okay, so then when we flip it back over, we're tacked down. Oh, and we got a little bit of glue coming through. But we'll make that the front so it's covered. But see here on the back, it didn't do that. And it's pretty well down. It's tacked. It's not going to stay forever, I don't think. I mean, I guess we could get lucky and it might. So we'll make this the front cover since it bled through just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to stop this video and then I'm going to go do the sewing. So what I'm going to do is, this will be the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this here and tack it down, which I guess we could probably do that now. I've done it both ways. It doesn't, and what I mean both ways is I've taken it and sewn the pocket on first to the inside cover and then sewed all the way around it before. I've done that. It works that way too. But I think that tonight we're just going to tack down this and then we'll sew them all together. So I guess we could do that while we're here. And it's easier to, in my opinion, to do the inside cover second. Or if you're starting on the inside, do the out, that sort of thing. But what I find helpful is that I can line up my fabrics then, so that they're all pretty even. And really, you just want enough glue to tack. You don't really want a bunch. It's a little bit different than like gluing on fabric to a cover, as far as like that's your solid cover. And maybe we'll do that soon too, to where like we're not really sewing. It's just you would do the same principle if you were just covering like a hardback. Like I said, just a little dabble glue. Yeah, maybe we'll at some point do a video like that where it's like an all fabric cover and we'll wind it around the book. And how I do it. Same kind of concepts, only you just wrap it around a little bit. All right, so in the next video, maybe I'll be brave and try to splice them together. If not, you'll just see it in 2 videos. All right, we'll talk to you soon, guys. Bye.